Don Morris. You're watching Bosun Down Bushcraft, and today we're back in the woods and it is a lovely frosty morning, snow and ice everywhere. And this might sound like a silly thing to say, but one of the things I like most about when there is snow and ice about on the ground, it is not actually all that cold. It won't be soon, certainly, because I'm going to get a fire going. I have already taken the liberty of tromping off over there and collecting up logs to save you the trouble. And I am completely surrounded by tiny little robins. Another great thing about winter is the robins are always out following you about. I know a lot of people think robins are migratory because you don't see them in summer. They're not at all. They are there, we just don't notice them as much. But the robins are following, one's just landed on the camera stand. They're following me around everywhere. They are known as being the gardener's friend. It's usually because as a human you're a hell of a lot bigger than a robin, and we move things, we kick things about and drag the soil around, and they're just after any worms and grubs that pop up while we're doing that. But there was one up there a minute ago. There's now about 10 all hovering around waiting for me to do something. Anyway, robins aside, a bit of a treat for today, certainly a treat for me, as I have an entire salmon to cook, and I'm going to do it exactly the way that I usually cook fish, or I'm going to try. I've never done it with a fish this big, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to butterfly fillet it and try and do the old fish hanger to cook it. First of all though, I'm going to need a fire going. Hello Mr. Robin again. God, he's a chubby one. There was a little teeny weeny one. Sorry, I'll be getting obsessed with robins. Anywho, today is definitely going to be a split wood kind of day. I don't know if I've actually collected enough. I've certainly got enough to get a fire going. I might have to hop off and get some more. I'm trying not to take it from this area where my spot is, otherwise there'll be none left here when I want it later in the year. But in hindsight, I don't suppose it really matters. Anywho, it is a split wood sort of fire day, so I better get a chopping and get making some sticks to get this fire going. I'll let some heat out of my head. I'm roasting. Lovely couple of lumps of dead birch. It looks wet because I've donked it in the snow a few times dragging it over here, but it is actually inside there, lovely and dry. Let's get this chappy into logs. So I have to admit, with the weather, things are a little more challenging in the sense of because everything's frozen and slightly slippery, you have to pay more attention to what you're doing. Basically be a lot more careful as well. It's a lot easier in this to slip and stuff like that, especially when you're swinging axes about. Drying off. Lovely. Go. Hey! Lots of little stickies. I love birch for this task. I must say, this one, it's been dead a while. It is ever so slightly damp and just a touch frozen on the inside. It'll soon dry out because I'm literally just going to use firelighters that I got from the shop. And I know there's always people, that's not very bushcraft. You can make firelighters. You can make firelighters, can you? Well, I tell you what, when you find me a tree that's growing cotton buds, tampons and Vaseline, I'll agree. I mean, I could just have collected a load of bark, but I want to cook a fish. So I'm cheating and I'm using firelighters. Well, this is a bit disappointing. It seems somebody may have been here. Although there's no footprints and nothing looks disturbed, the bench is all okay, nobody's touched anything. But it looks like somebody's tried to get a fire going. We've got some sort of grasses, some umbella stems, a carling box. That definitely wasn't me. It's clearly a failed fire. Clearly, absolutely a failed fire. And with a lot of the bits of wood that I did use last time, but a lot of this is not material that I would have collected, especially not a carling box. I've already spoken about my proclivities with bringing booze to the woods. I prefer a bottle of scotch, you've only got to carry one thing. However, everything else remains completely undamaged and unchanged. I think that's very strange. There we go. Nice little head of steam now. Somebody already chucked some bigger wood on it. In this weather, scrape as much of the snow off as you can, because obviously as soon as you put this on that fire, that snow is going to melt. Dripping water everywhere. We don't want that. So this is the real reason why I'm wearing my hat today. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. My lovely little Scottish friend, all the way from Bonnie, Scotland. He's a big lad. You can just put my hand there for a bit of scale. Tell you what though, quite some teeth on. I mean, I know salmon have teeth obviously, but like, he's got quite a set of teeth on the little beggar. And he's even got teeth on his tongue. So whatever creature he grabs hold of is not going anywhere. There we go. Just need to clean off. He's pretty clean anyway. He's not particularly slimy. It was delivered with the guts already taken out, so I don't need to deal with that. Not that that's something that bothers me. Make sure there's no other slimies on him. Got the colour in him, gorgeous. There you go, mate. Have a snowball. But now, technically, this is actually a catch and cook, and you're probably thinking, you have not caught that salmon. I did, honestly, in the churning. No, just kidding. What I actually did was I had somebody throw it at me this morning, and I caught it. So I'm classing it as a catch and cook. Right, I am going to have to wander off into the woods and find myself the other things I need to cook this big boy before I get a processing. No, I think I'll take that out of your face, mate. There you go. Lovely fish, lovely. Oh, what's quite strange is I think one of the biggest sort of issues that I'm facing, it's not cold hands, it's actually dry hands. Because your hands are constantly getting wet and then drying up again, all the oils in your skin disappear, and you end up with quite dry and ungrippy hands. I didn't catch it on camera, but I was just chopping something and slipped, and I just launched Freya about 20 yards over there. So that's why I've got the glove on at the moment. My hand isn't cold. What it is little slips and things with this would take your finger off. And these leather gloves would, they'd do something to protect you. It ain't save you entirely, but it could be the difference between a cut finger and a missing finger, so. Right, go measure up on the fish. How far down this I need to split it. So remember when you're splitting a stick, I know I've said this before, if I can tilt the camera. Inevitably it's going to go thicker thin on one side to the other. When it does go thicker, get your thicker side and pull away from the thinner side, and you can see it'll start going back to the middle again. Now this side's doing it. It's a process. It just keeps doing it over and over until you get it to where you want it. No, that's still thicker. Okay. And remember, you're not pulling it against the thinner side. You're pulling it against the main stem of the stick. There we go. And that will do us. That'll do the job. It's a good stout stick. Ooh, I'll tell you what though, my hands have got a bit nippy now. Might have to take 5 minutes to warm myself up. Well, I had to take a 20 odd minute break there from fishy business because I'd noticed my fire wasn't a fire, it was a smouldering pile of logs. And I'm in no position to be losing a fire right now, I need it. So I had to stop, pull some logs off, gather the embers, split the logs that were on it again. Didn't quite split, well, I didn't quite split enough was the thing. Never have too many split logs in weather like this. But I think it is self-sustaining. So again, I shall maintain a break from fish and go and get more firewood. Good thing I got my hat. I haven't got any other form of wafty. And don't be taken in by them telescopic bellow things that you blow into it with. Worthless, because you're knackered. In 10 minutes you're absolutely knackered. You're wafting, you can keep wafting all day. See, the good thing about this weather is I'm not really in a massive rush to get to me fish because, well, it's not going to go off, is it? I mean, he's laying in snow, so he's as cool as he can possibly be. And also, there's no flies about. Ain't no critters running around, there's no bugs because it's nice and chilly, they've all gone. So the salmon is perfectly happy and safe sat there in the snow. I think that's going to self-sustain now, but then I thought that earlier. Should be golden now. I have just wafted it half to death. So there's a lovely couple of dead pines over there. I'm going to go have off for one of them, I think. Alrighty then. Fire does finally seem to be self-sustaining. So let's try and deal with this big chappy. First of all though, we'll just get rid of bits of bony fin we're not going to need. Do same as with the trout, cut in behind the gills all the way down to the spine. Don't cut through the spine. Straight through the bony bit there. Lovely. And I'm going to take that fin out because we don't want that. Now obviously when you're doing this, fish is oily and slippery, so be careful because you don't want to slip and cut yourself. And somewhere down here, again down to the spine. Turn him over. Neat. A bit of a split there. Again. Find the spine. Cut around the fin. Lovely. I know he's dead, but he could give me a hand. Right then. So from here we should be able to get in under these ribs with a carefully applied thumb, just to start working the ribs out of the meat. We have a relatively well butterfly filleted salmon. Right, let's clean my hands up a little bit. Oh, he's cold on the inside, that boy. Now be careful when you do eat it though, because the idea is to get the bones out. Some bones are obviously going to remain, and I have sped it along a little bit as quick as I could because I spent so long sorting that fire out. But there we have it. Look at that. Magic. Right then. What we want to do, a couple of holes in the meaty bits. A nice big boy stick. And there we have it, folks. What looks like a war banner of salmon. Oh, I can't even see. What looks like a war banner of salmon. Look at that. Fantastic. Now all I need to do, level him up and get the little beggar over the fire. I actually think what I could really do with adjusting this stick a little bit. Well, it's already steaming. I shall have to keep an eye on it with my proppy logs and stuff. Seems quite solid for now. Here's what's left of the poor chap. Fish head soup. I'm actually just going to roast that on the fire as well. Well, look at that for a sight, eh? Now that's got thumbnail potential. As soon as that fire gets going, yeah, that Robin's just nearly tooting the head off. Get any closer, mate. See? Oh, what a beautiful scene. And I can't wait for a coffee. Might have to put my coat back on at this rate. Wow. What a beautiful scene this is. Oh, I wouldn't say it's been particularly troublesome except for the fire. I kind of misjudged how many split logs I'd need. So that slowed it a little bit. But all in all, it's going rather well. It's going to take a little while though, we're not getting that much heat here without getting the fire going a bit more, so. Right then, whilst that fish cooks, I suppose I'd better make some sort of eating implement. Don't worry, I'm not going to make a spoon. Oh, what a scene that is. I've just lowered the salmon a little bit by adjusting the two side sticks to bring it a bit lower, because obviously, you know, we are fighting against the weather a bit and having perfectly dry wood. So on account of that, I've brought it just a touch closer to the old heat. That'll keep it good. Boiling another coffee. I tell you what though, it's smoking away. Poof. You can tell it's working, it's cooking it through, because the skin on the back has gone all dry and is starting to support the weight like a plate. Fun fact about salmon skin, it's actually so unbelievably strong apparently that it was once used to make gloves. I don't know if you can still get salmon skin gloves, but it was once used. There's that robin again. One of many. Oh yeah. Oh, that's cooking away. Lovely. Right, it will soon be time to turn it over, because the middle is pretty much done, the thicker parts of it, but obviously the outer edges that are further away and higher up on the sticks, they won't be quite done yet, so I'm going to have to turn it the other way. Don't know if you can see him, like there's me robin hopping about. Hopping around everywhere I've been, little devil. Funnily enough, I actually have loads of wild bird food at home, and robin food. Didn't think to bring any, otherwise he'd have had a great time with me, but he's pecking something up and eating it. He's obviously finding some bugs I've disturbed. The only thing I can offer is some Buxton spring water. Although I can't imagine he's struggling to get water at the moment, but he's keeping a good eye on what I'm doing anyway. Kind of nice having a little woodland friend, actually. He's finding something to eat. I don't know if it's tiny flecks of salmon or what, but yeah, it is. That's definitely a lump of pink salmon he's eating. Well, if that's what you want, I can get you some of that. Go. So I have just broke off some of the cooked salmon and crumbled it up and left it there, because he was picking up little pink things and eating them. Well, that's got to be salmon. Ain't nothing else pink out here. Obviously, robins are predatory. They eat grubs and, well, they'll eat anything, won't they, like any bird. I've said this to people before, there's no such thing really as a true herbivore animal, you know. People who talk about cows and grass, but how much insect matter do they get in the grass they're eating? That's got to be part of the plan as well. It's not accidental. That's where they get protein from, is all the bugs they consume. Right. I think it's time to flip this puppy over. Start cooking that backside. Plus, it means then I can get some adobo on it and other such things. Look at that. Where's my knife? I'm going to be all posh. And that's where we're adobo in it. Let's squeeze a bit of lime on it. Oh yeah. Ha 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 ha. Now, whenever you squeeze a lime, it will tell you if you have any little cuts on your fingers. Oh yes. Yeah. Look at that. Oh. And I've said it before, the best thing about this method of cooking a fish is it makes its own plate. Fantastic. Oh, look at that. I am starving. let's dig in. Oh yes. That's right guys, it's another time when you're watching me eat in the woods. Bit more lime, because we're posh like that at Bosun Dam Bushcraft. Oh yeah. Straight in the fire with that. A bit more of the old Bosun Dam modified with adobo. It now has some Jack Daniel's seasoning in it as well that I got for Christmas. So it's a good old mix. Oh. Well, if it tastes anywhere near as good as it looks, then we're in. Here's me dodgy rustic spatula. It smells amazing. You can really taste that lime. Fantastic. That is really good. Really, really good. Just try some off the edge. Now, the butterfly fillet is really good at getting rid of pretty much all the bones, but exercise a bit of caution. A few might remain. That lime really sets it off, actually. That is delightful. It's smoked as well. I'm gonna put my hood up a minute though, because my head's freezing. That is so good. I can't even. That is just absolutely delightful, juicy. I mean, it depends how you like it cooked. I don't like anything too overcooked, to be fair. But that is the best salmon I've had in quite a while. Nice. I wish you could taste it. I really do. Oh, right. I'm gonna stuff some of this down my neck, and I'll get back to you in a minute. The only thing it's missing is a woodland friend to help me eat it, because it's a big old fish. They ain't like a trout. My word. Either that, or I should have brought a big Tupperware pot to put it in. It is so good though. Now, really, if I'd have had longer today, or if I'd have not had the trouble that I had with the fire at the start, I would have cooked this a little longer. Now, for the most part, it's perfect, but some of the very thick areas at the top could have done with a bit longer. I mean, salmon's pretty safe. Really, it wanted to be the other way up on the stick, I think, so the thicker end was at the bottom. Or I could have just cooked it a bit longer, but because of the troubles with the fire at the start, and because of how late I came out, I sort of ran out of time a bit. But that is absolutely delightful. Another pot of coffee boiling away over there. Oh. That's the spirit. I must say, I have grown really rather attached to this Da Vinci bench thing. I quite like it. It's rock solid. It's still. It's been how long's it been here now? It must be a year this thing stood here. It's been here a heck of a while. And it's still here. That's hot. Very, very hot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a minute. You wouldn't think on a day like today in the woods you'd be complaining something's too hot. Oh. Well, there you have it, folks. Oh, it's nice and warm there. I am so full of salmon that I can hardly move. Fantastic. I genuinely don't think I can eat anymore. There's only like a quarter of it left. I've absolutely pegged that. But it is beautiful. But folks, that brings us, just noticed all the hills and the roaches in the background all covered in snow. I love snow, it's so beautiful, but that distracted me. That brings us to the end of this video really, guys. There's not much more to say other than my usual waffle nonsense. If you like it, please do subscribe. If you don't, well, don't bother. Thanks for watching, and as always, get yourselves out, get bushcrafting, get having fun. Try and cook yourself a salmon like that if you wish. Be careful, they are slippery. You might slice yourself instead of the fish. But other than that, folks, be safe, get bushcrafting, have fun, and I will catch you on the next one. And that is all from Bosun Dam. Delicious.